Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I will be posting daily updates from the topics that caught my attention in the subreddit Superstonk on Reddit. Looking on the news from 8th of July, the big topic on Superstonk is the impact of a share dividend. It seems like a topic we will not get an answer for before the dividend, and we will just have to wait and see how it plays out. Dave Lauer came back with an update on how a share dividend will work and the impact for shares on loan. People got mad at him for not talking about how it would impact naked shorts. That seems unfair in my opinion, since we are just trying to talk about how a share dividend will play out, and that was Lauer's approach to the question. Not how does a share dividend impact naked shorts. That is clear. Naked shorts do not receive the share dividend and will have to go out into the market if they exist. Assuming they do not have the ability to just manual change the number of shares registered in your account. Their ability to just print shares was a topic in some of the comments, and a topic I have no information about and will be exciting to see how it plays out. Secure Investment laid out some interesting ideas on how it could play out.
Since all these Splividend shares hit at once, that initial FTD number could literally be in the tens if not hundreds of millions. It could end up being a rough gauge of how short the borrowers really are. If they are short 100 million shares and suddenly owe 400 million, I don't think they could run the synthetic printer fast enough to counter the FTD pileup. Unless they are already preemptively running it now, so that when D-Day hits, they just shit out all these synthetics. Maybe that's why the SEC requires 10-day notice of any dividend. Since rampant shorting is the name of the game all across the market, maybe they anticipated something like this being possible on a smaller scale, so that 10 days would be enough for their hedgy buddies to either print out enough synthetics preemptively, or if the short position was small enough they could manipulate it down and get out. There's no way they anticipated how greedy and short the hedgies are now.
Another important detail about the dividend is the fact that when market makers usually naked short, they make a lot of money by just issuing retail and IOU, while taking our money. Effectively printing money. With the dividend on hand, they might be able to print more shares, but they will at least not make more money from retail while doing it. Really interesting discussion on this topic in the comment thread by Amateur Stock Trader.
I think that it actually is a kill shot. I meant that they create shares out of thin air and then give it to those who still need to get their share dividend. If a HF naked shorts a share, then it sells it on the market to then receive the money from the buyer. This way there wouldn't be a huge impact on margin since the HF gets money. But as I mentioned earlier, with the share dividend, GameStop will only give out a certain amount of shares, and the missing shares need to be bought or naked shorted from the market maker. If the market maker does naked short, it would have a huge impact on margin because this way they do not collect money since they are not selling.
Thank you for bringing this up. So if Citadel panics and doesn't want to buy shares on the open market, they naked short to generate 3 shares per missing dividend to make up the difference. However, they make no money. Generally, naked shorting produces income as they sell the share to buyers. That part of the calculus gives them cash for future kicking and FTD reset activities. This will be intriguing as they naked short the dividends, handing out the new shares, but no cash received. So they take on the additional liability with no immediate benefit except to buy one more day. FTD numbers next cycle and sold not yet purchased will skyrocket if they go this route.
I am not sure if it's you who awarded me, but it made my day. Yes, you are right. But I think that there are hundreds of millions of naked shorts, and this will have serious impact on their margin, that it would cause a deficit for Citadel, and then Bank of America will take over the deficit and decide if they will force the margin call or let their customer Citadel continue being in deficit.
More posts were made on the topic of Dave Lauer not talking about naked shorts. He has long been a polarized person in Superstonk, and this was definitely one of the posts where people skeptical of Mr. Lauer were discussing why they considered him to be controlled opposition.
I like Dave Lauer. But Dave Lauer is controlled opposition. He feeds us the lines they want us to eat. We the investors and PFOF nonsense. The entire stock market is fucking rigged and fraudulent. He refuses to acknowledge this and tries to redirect justified anger towards inconsequential ends.
He's speaking and working against the problems that the institutions are willing to capitulate on. They are going to lose payment for order flow as it stands, so they are playing the long game to keep retail eyes on the slow-moving target. This is the controlled blow they're trying to manage to reduce the blast radius. This all to keep greater numbers from FOMOing in now, before the dividend. Because the only important detail is this. Legitimate borrowers will get 3 shares for every share borrowed, however. Naked shorts get no dividend.
My only problem is, why would the naked shorts not just forex the fake shares and see it as a tomorrow problem to find them? As they've been doing the entire time. The value of the company isn't changing with the dividend, so their short position is still going to have the same value. I thought the point of us originally getting excited about a dividend was if it was an NFT dividend on the marketplace that literally could not be fucked with. Can someone explain like I'm really dumb how they can't just keep doing what they've been doing? And please don't downvote or call me a shill. I'm still holding either way. I think the inevitable rise of the stock price after more people figure out this isn't a dying brick and mortar will be the real catalyst for the margin calls. Eventually.
I really like the questions raised by Wrong Victory. The initial hype about a dividend was due to it coming through an NFT marketplace and therefore could not be manipulated. This is a dividend distributed to retail through the DTCC, except for those holding their shares in ComputerShare. Our friend from Before Einfatchman made a comment on a post that was made into its own post and seems like a valid summary so far for the situation.
Nothing in here discusses the fact that GME is over-shorted and there aren't enough dividend shares to go around. That those who have shorted without first locating a stock are going to be on the hook for something they won't be given, and will be forced to either go into the market to acquire the shares they have an obligation to provide, or to invent those shares for delivery. Counterfeiting shares is not as simple as selling and then shrugging your shoulders when you fail to deliver. And it's not infinitely scalable. If their methods had no limits, they wouldn't have been forced to use the in the open reportable methods that leave us 100+ days with 100% utilization. The dirt has costs and limits, and anyone telling you they know that this will or won't impact the SHF stability is engaging in knowingly uninformed guessing. There is still a lot we don't know about the hows and their limits. An NFT dividend is the nail in the coffin since those are non-fungible and non-counterfeitable. That a stock dividend is or is not, or to what degree really is yet to be seen. Sometimes mob posts here are really sus. The selective omissions really raise my eyebrows and hoist my red flags. A wall of text for regular users to not really read through, with 8 pictures to give the appearance of legitimacy that if actually read by an outside observer looking for info on why the hype would convince them of nothing. This mod post is a wolf in sheep's clothing.
I agree. Synthetic shares were created. Stock split dividend will need to be given to all shares, real or synthetic. Only enough dividends for the real shares, not synthetics. Someone, whether a broker or SHFs, is going to be in big trouble. Lastly, no, SHFs can't just create unlimited synthetics to substitute the stock split dividend. If they were capable of creating unlimited synthetics, GME would have been seller boxed years ago, and they also could have prevented the 100x rally leading to January 2021 altogether without needing to shut off the buy button.
There was not much other news that caught my attention, but I found the energy from the Redditors in different comments really entertaining and wanted to highlight the drive that lives inside most of GameStop's current investors. The comment was made in regard to a company called SMPQ, which has a borrow fee over 1,000% and jumped 23,000% on the day GameStop announced its dividend.
Why is shit like this even possible? It really doesn't make sense to allow people to trade dead stocks. 99% of all rules existing are just there to let the rich get richer. Swaps, PFOF, dark pool, WTF. I mean, just think about how those things got discussed in the past. Can we maybe Trade with dead stocks and also swap risk with my buddy? Sure. Also the whole financial system is built on 30-year-old tech. DTCC isn't even able to exactly say how many shares are outstanding in reality or don't want to. Imagine. Glitches everywhere, stock market is like WoW Shadowlands. Next step, all retail trader need to pay a fee for hedge fund safety. We all need to make sure that they can't lose when making a bad decision. Oh, I forgot, we already do this kinda. We don't get the best price and also need to still pay fees to the broker that is fucking us over. It feels like you need a master degree to understand how much they fuck you in the ass. This is also the trick. I will fucking rage by this stock till I die.
And to end the day of some of my favorite memes. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.